Hi guys. Wait, not the literal like jump scare of me being it looks like I'm bedridden or something. Like is this too much? Is this getting too comfortable? Me just laying down in my bed as if like hello? I'm literally filming. But the main reason I wanted to film in my bed today was because I I really wanted to bring my special new guest. She is the third addition to our family, and I wanted to show you guys because I felt like you would appreciate it. You might be, no, you can't see her right now, but this is my new little baby. She's so tiny, tiny little baby. And obviously, we're separating her right now from my other two cats because they're just like adjusting to each other. But we took her to the vet today and she got her last two shots that she needed. We adopted her on Saturday. She's a little Siamese. She's probably a mix because they found her in the dumpster behind a Publix. But she does look like a full Siamese. She's a Lynx Point Siamese. And she is the sweetest little baby ever. Her name's Willa. And we love her. So she's a third addition to our family. Poppy, Frankie, and Willa are all three of my cats. I haven't ever told you guys that before. But so today I'm just laying in bed because I wanted her to be a little special guest and to show you guys her. I look so large and in charge right now in this position, but it's okay. But anyways, get comfortable like me, guys, because I am kind of like embarrassing myself. I look like I'm literally bedridden, like in the hospital or something, but I'm not. Sorry, she looked like she had something weird on her head. Like she has a little like skin tag or something that I haven't seen before. But anyways, let's get into story time. I do have my oh, she's just gonna cuddle up and fall asleep. She's like the sweetest little cuddle bug. And she's also super tired right now because of her shots. But her original name was Miso, which is cute, but I just don't feel like she's a Miso. Like she definitely gives me more like girly like Willa vibes. So we went with Willa. That was the only name me and my boyfriend could agree on. I came up with like 20 that were really cute, but he didn't like any of them. So okay. Um yeah, so sorry that was a long introduction, but I really felt like you guys needed to see my new little cute ass kitten. And now we'll just get into the story time. But I do want to say, obviously, like and subscribe and share this with your friends. Comment, especially, because I always want to hear your guys' thoughts and anything you have to say. Unless it's something mean, then leave. Exit out. Bye. Because last time this girl commented, you should just get right to this story. Bye. Sorry, bye. And I was like, well, actually, I like to talk to my little family that's on here, so I don't want you here anyways if you don't want to build a connection, you know? As weird as that sounds. But I have my latte, just a little bit left. It was melting, and we will get into story time without further ado because you guys are probably like clicking out by now. And let's pick what story we're going to do. Okay. We will do oh my god. Let's do planning to ghost him after finding out he's cheating on me. Slay girl, honestly. Okay. Found out. Oh, wait. Is this really from 2 years ago? No, it says 2 days ago. But I guess they just reposted it in this. Found out my boyfriend was cheating a few weeks ago. Been spiraling since. Literally only running off of vengeance and pure disgust. I got this weird gut feeling and checked his phone while he was asleep. Those 20 minutes locked in the bathroom felt like years, and the shame keeps me from talking about it to anyone. I moved across the country to be with him, so I'm all alone, no friends or family here. So he woke me up the next morning with kisses and breakfast and has been doing a lot. lately. Probably the guilt. He even bought me flowers for the first time ever after me hinting at wanting them for years. He thought my quiet crying was out of happiness. He even brought up buying a house for us, something with enough space for potential future children. I'm still going through the motions, making his breakfast and protein shake every day, packing his lunch, making sure dinner is almost ready when he comes home from the gym. What makes me the angriest is that I really genuinely thought he wouldn't do something like this. He watched his father cheat on his mother and fathered children out of their marriage, all while she struggled with infertility her entire life. My partner isn't her biological son and never had her own. She dedicated her life to the two of them and passed away of ovarian cancer shortly before we met. Sometimes I think about whether she regretted staying with her husband or not. We have a small shrine in her honor, and something makes me look at and expect guidance. I love the man she raised and hate the one her husband did. But they're both him, and he's a grown-ass man, more than capable of self-control, so I decided to walk away. Next week, my car will be picked up and shipped back home, and I got first-class tickets for me and my dog on his dime. He'll come back home from work, and everything I brought will be gone along with me. The only thing I think I might regret is not somehow being able to see his reaction when he walks through the door and realizes what's going on. Honestly, sister, I literally would do the exact same thing. And I've told my friends this before. Like, if my boyfriend cheated on me, the way that all furniture would be gone, everything would be moved out. Like, there'd be no sign left of me, and I would be absolutely gone. Dunzo, out of there with no notice, zero notice. He doesn't deserve it because you're disgusting. At that point, I don't even know you. So, like, why am I going to tell you anything of importance, you know? Oh, okay. So, yeah, I completely agree. Like, I would literally be so out of there. Honestly, it sucks because I genuinely feel like every single time I've looked at a guy's phone, it's always gone badly. It's always gone badly. Even if I've like trusted the person and it was just like because of me being toxic, there's always something, even if it's not that big of a deal, there's always something that is going to like upset you. Like my first boyfriend, well, actually not my first boyfriend. My boyfriend in college, we were like talking for a few months, and I was like, why aren't we dating yet? Like he hadn't asked me to be official yet, and it was weird because we'd been literally hanging out every day together for months. We met each other on the first day of school, and ever since then we were like inseparable. So by the time it was like 4 months in, I was like, hello, are we not gonna like be girlfriend and boyfriend? And still nothing. We weren't girlfriend and boyfriend yet. And so he was in the shower, literally the same, actually, she said she was sleeping. Literally, like, I was in his dorm. He was in the shower. I was like, he left his phone out here. I should go through it. So I went through it, and I saw him texting his ex that was kind of a recent ex. But the thing is, like, it was nothing crazy. It wasn't like anything cheating or anything, but it was just so obvious that they had been staying in contact, even though like I had seen him communicating with her and asked him please to like stop doing that, because like, why do you need to do that? You know, like, why? And he said that he would, but then I found out obviously that he wasn't, and he was like texting her, and then he was sending her pictures asking her to like edit some like alcohol bottle out of a picture that he wanted to post on Instagram. And honestly, it was so stupid, but like I really freaked out. I left before he even got out of the shower, and I turned my phone off and did not contact him. And then finally, when we did talk about it, he literally took like no accountability and did not say sorry. He was just like, what? Like, what? What's wrong? And I'm like, ugh. So then I like made it even more dramatic and really freaked out, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I'm just going to have to say that I would absolutely do the same. Somehow I would make it happen. Like, somehow, if I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me, all the furniture in this house would be gone. Somehow or some way. I don't know how, because there's a lot of shit in here, but he would come home to an empty house, and I would be gone. Okay, so the top comment is, I'm sorry you're going through this. It's the hardest thing to let go. As hopeless as it can feel sometimes, it does get better. Take your time in the beginning, but I think it's therapeutic to confront him eventually. Ghosting doesn't provide closure for you. In my experience, confronting the problem head on gave me a sense of closure. I try to take everything that happens as a life lesson. Good luck with everything. And then she responded to that and said, I personally don't believe in closure. I got all that I needed when I realized he was untrustworthy. Yeah, for real. The next comment says, do you have access to his phone/computer? Install a keylogger. Then you can not only see what he's saying to you, but the other APs as well. I put a keylogger on my ex's phone/computer when I caught him cheating. He was such a dumbass, and seeing the shit he was saying, the lies he was spewing, made me grateful I dropped his ass. Wait, that's actually funny. How do you do that? What does that mean? Like, what is a keylogger? Asking for a friend. She said, I do, but I don't think it would make a difference for me. His entire relationship with the APs was lies. What's APs? Am I being super stupid by saying that? I don't know, but I don't know what APs is. So sorry about that. Everything from his name, age, college degree, occupation, city, height, and D size. He even told me he was married and his wife was pregnant with twins. I almost had a heart attack thinking I was an AP too, and he had a family out there somewhere. I'm guessing it means like, what does that mean? AP. I thought it'd be like mistress. Other person? Is it other person? No, what? Not me acting like other is spelled with an A. That is so embarrassing. Okay. That's honestly crazy of me. But you go, girl. I don't care. Honestly, I feel like some people would be like, don't ghost. Like, that's not a mature thing to do. I think you can do whatever the hell you want when you find out that your significant other is cheating on you. Like, you can literally do whatever you want and deal with it however you please. 'Cause who's to say? Okay. Next story. Am I the asshole for not allowing my fiance's best friend come to our wedding? My fiance and I have been together just under 6 years. Dated 3, engaged 2.5 years. Great relationship relatively. Our friends and family get along well with the other person. No issues at all, except for one of my partner's best friends. Said best friend has never liked me and seemingly had it out for me the entire time. She basically ignores my existence, refuses to speak or be cordial to me. But as soon as she sees my partner, she's yelling and hugging him, talking about, hey, best friend, while ignoring me, even though I'm right next to him. I told him about it and how it made me feel, and at first, it went unaddressed 2 to 3 more times because he needed proof to make sure that there was an issue. After said proof was present, he spoke to her about it and she got a little better, but only around groups of people and like twice. She indicated that she doesn't have a problem with me, so he felt I'm the only one having an issue and I need to just approach her and talk about it. I told him I'm not doing that because she isn't my friend and he needs to do so. A couple weeks ago, we attended a mutual friend's party. I attempted to make eye contact and say hello 2 to 3 times, but she avoided me and refused to look at me the whole time. My fiance noticed because it was so blatant. I don't want her respect. I don't need her to like me. Don't want her around, honestly, at all. I just want her to have some basic human decency. The situation has caused me to rethink my relationship and ending it because I feel that my fiance is in the wrong for engaging with her after seeing how she completely disregards me. I think now, but mostly after marriage, we're supposed to be a unit, and I wouldn't allow this behavior from a friend. I've been feeling like an asshole because we spent the better half of a drunken evening arguing about this, and I told him that she can't come to our wedding, as I won't have someone who can't seem to stand me near me at the wedding. Am I the asshole for telling my fiance that she can't come to the wedding? No. Girl, no. I would also, like, what? That's literally, they're supposed to be celebrating you and your marriage and you, like, guys being happy together and coming together as one. So if she can't respect you, then she does not deserve an invite to your wedding. Bye. How about maybe think about the consequences of being an actual bitch, because that's just not it, girl. That is really just not it. Like, you are embarrassing. Was the do you want to be friends with him? Do you want to keep being friends with him? Because the first thing that I would do, I have a best guy friend. I haven't seen him in a while, but I literally, like, when we were in high school and he would get girlfriends, I would want to become better friends with the girl than even him. Like, me and the girl would go up together. Like, I would go visit him with her and we would all hang out, and I, like, got really close to her because I want to keep being friends with my best friend and they're dating. So, like, I feel like that's the common decency thing to do if you want to keep being friends with someone. Otherwise, if my guy best friend was treating my boyfriend like shit, I would drop him so quick. I'd be like, bye. Because I care about this person. I love this person. So if you're not going to be nice to them and make them feel welcome, bye. Okay, there's an update. The comments on my original post opened my eyes and made me realize that despite this being the healthiest relationship I've been in, it doesn't mean it's actually healthy. We've had a couple conversations surrounding this issue, which mostly consisted of me saying it bothered me and him saying he was the only one who cared. A couple things, and him saying I was the only one who cared. Okay. A couple things helped me realize my breaking point. I asked him if he would be okay with our daughter's future partner treating them like this, to which he got flustered, shut down, and said he didn't want to talk about it. I left it alone. He said he didn't want to end his friendship or do anything to jeopardize it because what if we break up? Ew. 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 This made me realize he would not protect me as his wife, since he didn't as his girlfriend. The final straw was when I expressed how much it bothered me that he wanted me to blow this off since we, as in me and the best friend, only see each other 4 to 6 times a year, and he said, directly quoted because this is burned to my brain, I know the way she treats you is garbage, but you're allowing one person to dictate our relationship. It could be worse. She could be more active. There are ways to meddle. People text and lie and all that to break relationships up. The first line broke my heart and told me all I needed to know. I have to truck through a couple more months of pre-planned and paid-for social engagements, but I closed the curtains on any chance of healing this relationship the moment those words left his mouth. Thank you everyone for the advice, common sense, knocking me upside the head, and similar related experiences and outcomes. I'm going to go to therapy and redefine what a healthy, balanced, and communicative relationship is. Edit, the pre-planned events aren't the wedding/engagement related. We share a home, need to divide assets, pets, a custody schedule. Additionally, we have vacations planned with mutually shared friend groups. Boyfriend, best friend is not a part of that group. I appreciate the concerns, but I need to plan things out a little more. There will be no second chance. To those that keep saying they're effing probably, when I first brought this up, he became stressed and kept emphasizing how I thought he was effing his best friend and didn't address the issue that was brought up. I don't care to know or confirm. Edit 2. We are not getting married. Continuing our relationship. For those thinking I'm using the pre-planned events to justify holding out, good, absolutely effing not. Our relationship was dead the moment he admitted that she treated me like garbage and basically shrugged it off. As a note, I never asked him to cut anyone out of his life. I simply asked for basic greetings and acknowledgement during the rare encounters with his BFF. This hasn't happened, so aside from a couple of begrudging times. The top comment says, So the top comment is commenting on her quote that says, I know the way that she treats you is garbage, but you're allowing one person to dictate our entire relationship. And that person said he is the one doing that. Like, he is the one that's allowing one person to dictate our entire relationship, because yeah, he could easily shut that down. Men are crazy, to be honest. And then someone else said, it could be worse. She could be more active. It translates to, she hasn't actually said that she wanted to sleep with him yet. She doesn't have to say that. They probably did it, and not once. That's why she is so confident about her role in his life. That, or he's her backup plan. If OP ever actually ends things, the friend will claim she feels bad until she gets a new boyfriend. Then she'll pop back up, and when he gets another girlfriend. Yes, it's all narcissism. She doesn't want the fiance, but she wants to be wanted. He's mine. I called dibs. No, I don't really want him, but I may in the future. He cannot entertain another woman because I am still number one. No one else will take my spot. What? You broke up? Aw, too bad. I already have a boyfriend, but don't go anywhere. I might need you to prop up my ego at a later date. No, for real. But that update was 17 hours ago, so. Honestly, good for OP for, like, saying bye, so matter of fact. Like, because that's something that's, like, so hard, I feel like, for some people, because it's like, oh, well, he didn't cheat on me, but it doesn't matter, because, like, I feel like some people would be like, I need a better reason to leave someone than to just leave them because his friend is treating me badly. But honestly, she sees her self-worth, and I'm so glad that she does, because this crazy bee, like, bye. Okay. Oh God, we're gonna read this one next. I, 20 female, caught my boyfriend, 19 male, with my friend, 30 female, but I didn't confront them. What should I do now? I have known Bella, 30 female, my entire life. I've always been a loner, and she is my only friend, more like an older sister to me. Now we are roommates. She works near my university, so I moved in with her 2 years ago. Bella introduced me to Max, 19 male, a year ago. They used to work together. I started dating Max after that, and we have been together for 7 months now. Yesterday I was feeling nauseous, so I got home from work early. When I got home, I saw Max's shoes, which is pretty normal because they're friends and hang out often. Usually they spend time in the hall watching something, but I didn't find them there, so I went to Bella's room and saw them in bed sleeping together. I just didn't know what to do, so I left. They didn't see me. I left for my parents' place. It was the worst day of my life. I felt sick to my stomach and threw up 2 or 3 times. I really thought I was going to die that day. Bella texted me that evening asking if I was going to be late. I didn't reply. I just don't know how to confront them. I couldn't sleep the whole night, and I don't understand why they would do this. Maybe I'm not very comfortable with the physical intimacy part right now, which is why I didn't want to do anything, and Max was okay with that. If you think you are not compatible, why wouldn't you just break up? Why would you have to cheat? I am more heartbroken with Bella. I have known her my entire life, and she was like a big sister to me. How cruel do you have to be to betray me like that? And if you like Max, why would you push him? Why would you push me to pursue him in the first place? I just don't get it. This was my first relationship, and it had to end like that. Sorry, I was here for advice, and it turned out to be a rant. The top comment says, ask your parents to help you move out of Bella's apartment. Don't let them leave you alone with her. Then block her and Max on all social media and start your life over. These two were never your people. Make new friends. Create your own perfect life. I agree with that. Also, kind of scary that she's 30 and he's 19. Like, that just gives me the ick a little bit. Yeah, that gives me the ick. Because even at, like, I met my boyfriend when I was 22 and he was 19. And I was like, I don't know if I can do it, you know? I was like, I don't know. And we didn't start dating till like a year maybe after. No, like 6 months after that. And he was 20 and I was 23. And I was like, oh my God, he's way too young. Like, he's way too young. And obviously we live together now. I'm 26 and he's 23. And I literally didn't know if I could do it because he was so young. I was like, 3 years. I mean, 2 years is like, okay. But 3 years might be where I draw the line. I didn't hang out with him for a while after I met him because once I found out that he was 19, I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't know about that. Wait, is there an update? Okay, she wrote this 3 days ago, so people are saying she should get tested, which she said we haven't done anything, only made out a few times. That's why I said maybe we're not compatible in physical intimacy. I mean, or maybe he's just a douche. Like, okay, you're literally 20 and he's 19. He can't just wait. No, because boys will be boys. And that is not an excuse. That's disgusting. She became very... I want to read this comment. Does she want a relationship? Is she actively looking/dating? When is the lease up? No, she is not. She became very quiet and distant after her divorce. I don't exactly remember, but I think 2 to 3 months. I would lose some money if I move out. She should move out. She's 30. She can probably go find a new place and be fine. And honestly, you shouldn't have to be the one to move out. That girl should. Because she's actually the worst. That's just so crazy. Like, I find it kind of weird that she's living with like a 20-year-old and then she's also like always hanging out with the 20-year-old's boyfriend who's 19 years old. Like, does she not have anyone her own age? Because that's a red flag, you know? That's a red flag if she doesn't have any friends her own age. She said, yes, I'm with my parents now. I hadn't told them at first, but now they know. They're angry with Bella. My parents always treated her like a daughter because they were friends with Bella's parents. They're going to help me move out. They aren't bombarding with messages. I don't think they know, or maybe they're pretending I don't know. I'm going to get my stuff when they're not home tomorrow. Oof, I can't believe, oh my God, the way that if I walked into that, I would like throw a plate at them or something. Like, it would not end well. That would be crazy. I cannot even imagine. That's honestly so traumatic. I would be in therapy the next day because I would not be able to get that image out of my head. That image would be in my head, glued to the side of my brain for so long. I would probably never forget that image. Okay. Let me scroll through and see which next story I want to do. Oh, actually, there is a story that someone submitted, which I love. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Is it fair to my boyfriend that I want to break up for college and cut contact? I, female 17, and my boyfriend, male 17, have been together for almost half a year. I know this is a pretty short time span, but I have really connected with him more than any other guy I have been with before. We are more than just lovers. He is also one of my best friends and someone I can confide in. I could definitely see a future with, and I know he feels the same. We have a really good relationship. We feel as though we could tell each other anything, no matter how big or small. There's no toxicity whatsoever, and he is the best when it comes to dealing with my depression and anxiety. He knows how to make me feel and let me know that I'm not a burden, which is a common schema that I think I overthink about a lot. We do fight sometimes, but I think that's normal. Healthy thing for a couple to do. We know how to communicate and how to work it out so that both of us feel as if the situation is resolved at the end. I love him, and all I want is to see him succeed and live life to the fullest. With that being said, he leaves for college at the end of the summer. I will be staying home in Indiana and going to college very close while he is going to college in London, meaning there will be more than a 4+ hour time difference, and he will literally be in a different country across the Atlantic Ocean. Despite this, he is really set on wanting to stay together and trying to make a long distance relationship work. He believes that we will be able to do it and that our feelings for each other are strong enough to make it work. I, on the other hand, do not believe this. From seeing long distance relationships impact my friends and watching/reading stories on the internet about situations like this, I know that it usually does not end well. As much as I want to believe we will work, I have this gut feeling that is going to cause more harm than good. I'm also worried that if we do stay together, he will end up resenting me because he won't be able to have fun and live fun party lifestyle and miss out on opportunities he should be able to experience. He has said nothing to make me feel/think this way and has strongly advocated for us to not break up, but I know that we have to. I have told him about how I feel and he is understanding. He really wants for us to still stay in contact if we do break up. It is going to take a big toll on both of us to end things, and it will take a lot of time to heal, especially for me. I'm very emotional and tend to take long to get over hard situations and experiences, so breaking up while also trying to stay friends will not work for me. Doing no contact will definitely help me feel better quicker and be able to live life normally again. He is really upset by the fact that I don't want to stay friends. Do you think I'm being unreasonable by wanting that? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is you are only 17, so it's totally okay to not want to stay in a relationship if you think that's what's best for you. The second thing I want to say is that it seems like you really see a future with him and you guys both really see a future together and you seem to really adore him and love the relationship. So I do think that you could try and then see what happens. I'm not trying to convince you to stay in the relationship because obviously if you don't want to, don't stay in the relationship. If you really feel that that's the best thing for you, then you should definitely break up. But if you're teetering on the edge of maybe we should try to make it work or maybe we should break up, if you're just teetering between those two and you think you might regret it, then I would say give it a shot if he really thinks that he wants to. Obviously he's fighting for you guys too. But obviously, like I said, if you feel like that's the best thing for you, then you should definitely just cut it off and enjoy college life because 17, you are so young. My first boyfriend was when I was 15, 16, and that literally feels like another lifetime. And it's only been 10 years. I mean, that's kind of a long time, but I don't even feel and I was heartbroken from that breakup for 2 years straight. But now I'm what? Am I okay? What was wrong with me? Because I was shedding so many tears over this man that I was dating for 4 months. And I was obsessing over it for 2 years after that. But yeah, so you're super young. So obviously if you think this is the best thing for you and you really think that that is the right move, then 100% do that. I'm not trying to convince you to stay in a relationship if you don't think that's the best thing for you. But it does seem like that's something that you might regret because of how well you talked about him and your relationship in the beginning. And second off, I do not think that staying friends is a good idea. And I completely agree with you that that is how I am as well. My boyfriend and I broke up and he wanted to kind of stay in contact, but not really. He knew that we weren't really going to talk that much, but I was absolutely not. You will never hear from me again after this. This is the last. What do you have any last words to say? Because this is the last time that we will be speaking ever again. And yeah, I completely cut contact after we broke up. because that is just too much to deal with. Like, I think we didn't talk for like 3 months straight. And then when we did talk, because we met up and like exchanged things that we had at each other's houses, and I was distraught. It was almost like the whole breakup process was like starting over again, and it was terrible. So I do not recommend, especially if that's how you feel about him. Like, my relationship before that ended, I did not really, we actually did stay friends because I did not even like him anymore at the end, because we worked together for 4 years, and it was so on and off and like toxic that it was like one of those relationships that you get over while you're in the relationship. And then by the time you actually end up breaking up, it's like, oh, I already mourned the loss of this relationship. So like, I'm kind of like moved on by now, you know? And I don't think anyone like will understand that unless they've actually been through a breakup like that before, because truly I was not sad at all after that. Like, I was sad because we were also friends in a way. So like, obviously I was losing someone that I experienced my whole college experience with, was with this person, all 4 years of being in college, which don't do it, because that is my biggest regret. But yeah, so I don't know if I even answered your question, but do you think I'm being unreasonable by wanting that? No, I don't at all. And that's the best way to get through a breakup and get over a breakup, is to cut contact with someone. Truly and honestly, that's really the only way to do it. So let me know. Also, if you're watching this, please let me know what the update is to that and what you guys end up doing, because I would love to hear about what you decide to do. You know what sucks is that I forget if I read this story on our last episode. I posted it in here 4 days ago, which would be Sunday, Saturday, Friday. Yeah, I don't know if I read that, but I'm not going to read it because I don't want to reread a story if I've already read it. So, let me see if there's one more story that we can... I can't believe she's just been sleeping this entire time. Like, she's literally so sweet and so eepy. Oh, am I not? Oh, here. Oh, wait, I wanted to read this one because okay. This is the last story that we will read together. And by the way, my Reddit, our subreddit, is in the description below. Join it. We have 39 Storytime Society members right now, which I love. It's growing little by little each day, and it means the most to me when you guys join it, because it's just fun. But anyways, this title is, I found out why my husband's parents got divorced and can't tell him because it includes his dad's secret fetish. Ooh. My mother-in-law is here for a visit, and while my 32 female husband, 32 male, was running an errand, I asked her why she and his dad divorced. They bought a house right before the recession, and I was always chalked up that it was about stress and tore them apart, but what she told me was actually insane. This is a long one. She goes, well, it was a lot of things and secrets that were kept from me, including the weird fetishes. I jokingly replied, oh, haha, you mean leather stuff? She said, well, that and the women's clothing. She goes on to tell me this story. The night before their wedding, they were going to get intimate. She reached down and felt lacy women's underwear. She was shocked and asked WTF was going on. She thought it was a joke. They had been together a while, and this has never happened before. He just replied that he thought it might turn her on, and that was it. Flash forward to my husband in grade school working on a school project. He needed to print stuff, and my mother-in-law took out the family laptop. When she opened it, she found pictures of a naked women sprawled out on hotel beds. When father-in-law got home, she questioned him about it, and he said it was just a joke. He had gone to a conference, and his buddies and him did it as a joke. She obviously didn't believe him, but they had just poured out their life savings into this house. What? Not too long after that, she was cleaning their basement when she found a box that she didn't recognize. In this box was pictures of father-in-law in women's clothing, including some pictures of him in her clothes. She confronted him about it, and he said it would never happen again. Come to find out that my sister-in-law and brother-in-law stumbled upon him in women's clothing in their backyard one morning gardening and said, "We don't have to tell mommy about this, right?" And they didn't until they were teenagers. Throughout this time period, she would see him at the Kroger out by the dumpsters throwing things away. Additionally, he had a burner phone. She never went dumpster diving, but when she tried to talk to him about it, things would get violent. This escalated to him leaving the house for prolonged time periods, including overnights. She had to tell him multiple times that she didn't care what he did, but he couldn't just walk out of his kid's life. Her friend and her husband were close with them, and the husband and father-in-law got together one day so he could talk to him in private. He told him, "I just don't want responsibility anymore." Upset and needing distraction, my mother-in-law took her and the kids on a trip to California with family. When she got home, all the trash had been taken out except for a single piece of paper with a schedule on it, a day plan for what she assumed was a date. They had a joint bank account, so she checked it. It was completely empty. He had been using their joint debit card to take women on dates. Once she found this out, she demanded that he give her the debit card and get his own bank account. When he refused, she took the family laptop and flipped out. Fearing this, she ran into the neighbor's house with the kids and the phone. Not long after this, they got a divorce. He didn't want hardly any custody of the kids, and she had to convince him to at least do a weekend once a month. He later remarried and exactly 5 years later got a divorce. A similar cheating situation. She found him sending emails about he didn't want to go back home to his then wife. Now he's about to marry someone younger than my husband and I's age, meaning I've dated men older than her. Father-in-law has recently become very demanding of my husband in regards to the wedding, a destination wedding that is around a 3-day trip driving. He demands that we go to with our 12-year-old son and pay our own way to. His current finance has a superiority complex over us despite being younger than our age. There's a disturbing amount of PDA, and I think she contributes to the aggression that he recently had been showing with my husband. We're at the point where family, including mother-in-law, is texting and calling us about how heartbroken father-in-law will be if his son isn't at his wedding, trying to guilt us into it even though my husband doesn't want to go and we frankly can't afford it, as I was just laid off and we have a mortgage. This is his 4th wedding. He insists we stay in the after-party house with our child and strangers, but I can't even trust him. No one is concerned that he might have more kids in his old age, 65 years old. No one is concerned about the trauma my husband was put through, and no one sees the correlation to maybe why he doesn't want to go to the wedding. I'm not sure if his fiance is aware of the cross-dressing. I don't think it's my place to tell my husband any of this, but I feel like he should maybe know why I don't ever want our son spending the night around him. It's not just the women's clothing, but the secrets that he kept and the fact that we aren't sure if there is more that he's hiding. Edit. Change some details to make this a little more ambiguous since my in-laws are on Reddit. Edit 2. I don't think he's a creep because of the cross-dressing. I think he's a creep because he keeps it a secret from his spouses to the point where his kids are stumbling upon it before his wife. The whole "let's not tell mommy about this" rhetoric is dangerous. Ooh, I just said rhetoric. The whole "let's not tell mommy about this" rhetoric is dangerous. The fact that he disposes of things in a grocery store dumpster is creepy too. If it's women's pictures, why not throw it away and take out the house trash yourself? Edit 3. My husband knows that his mother told me. He knows that I'm on his timeline, and when he's ready to talk about it, he will let me know. We're not keeping secrets. He trusts me. However, I do think it's hard to grasp the scope of why I don't want our children around him at length without the story. But again, when he's ready, I'm here. He's in therapy for the first time ever at 32 years old and working over the past traumas at the moment. Okay, so I don't really love how this started out, just because I don't really feel like it's weird fetishes to be a cross-dresser, because that could be something, not saying that everyone that cross-dresses is this, but he could be struggling with his identity and maybe deep inside thinks or wants to be a woman, but he just is 65 and doesn't feel like he can come out. Kind of like Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner now. I feel like this sounds like a similar situation because they like also walked in on Bruce cross-dressing, and he would also wear Kris Jenner's clothing sometimes too. So it's like maybe that's a deeper issue, and he's also gotten divorced 4 times or 3 times, and he's getting married a fourth time. So that also kind of says something, like not trying to push any narrative on anyone, but maybe he has some bigger, what? Maybe he has some deeper, that's what I was going to say, deeper things to think about, you know? Or process. Because it sounds like maybe there's something deeper, not digger. I don't know. Like, I understand if you're uncomfortable having your child around anyone, that is totally your that is your prerogative. Like, you get to decide who you're comfortable and not comfortable with your child being around. Um, but I don't know. Also, it's very interesting how the mother-in-law is trying to force him to go to the wedding. Like, it's, oh my God, it's the fourth wedding that he's had. I'm pretty sure it's fine if he doesn't make it to this one. You know, like, that's a little much. The top comment says, so don't keep secrets from your spouse. That never ends well. But also, it's something like this that would destroy his respect for his father and therefore himself. OP, I think it's up to you. I wouldn't mind if it was me and it comes out one day and my wife would say to me a simple, I was protecting you, because it's something embarrassing like that. Once you get old enough, so you really want to know. I don't know. I wouldn't straight away tell him. At least ask him first what he knows about his parents' divorce to see if he can handle it before spilling the tea. Well, it sounds like he already knows because he went through that when he was a child, right? Like, he is the one that walked out on him in women's clothing. So I'm pretty sure he probably has a little bit of an idea already, you know? He probably doesn't know exactly, like, oh, that's really what made them, like, get divorced, but I'm sure he kind of has an idea if he is the one that experienced that himself. Okay, this little child is so sweet. But that is the last story for Tuesday's Storytime Society episode. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry if this is like weird that I'm like laying in my bed, but as I told you guys, I really wanted you guys to like get to hang out with my little Willa girl. She's so cute. And I wanted you to meet her. But yeah, I would love it if you guys subscribed, commented, liked, shared this with a friend, joined our subreddit especially. Um, and I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I hope that you come back for every episode ever in the future, because I love it, and you're the best. Okay, I think that's really all. Now I'm gonna have to figure out how to get this little eepy girl off me without waking her up. Bye. Oh, you're so eepy. You're so eepy, girl.